In my capstone, I decided to make 7 Christmas-themed meals for my family over the holidays. The first one I made was a ham dinner. Here you can see me taking out the ham out of the plastic and putting it into this bowl. Next, you'll see me cutting up the pineapple, cutting off all the sides, and then into smaller squares. I then cut the pineapple in even smaller rectangles. Here, you see me apply brown sugar to the ham, as well as the pineapple I cut up earlier. This applies a brown sugar and pineapple glaze to the ham. Next, I'll wrap it in tin foil. Then I'll put it in the oven on low for 3 hours. Now you'll see me peel potatoes for the very first time. It wasn't easy. As well as carrots for the very first time. And then cut up the carrots into smaller pieces and then in half, so it doesn't take too long to cook. Then I cut some yellow potatoes, so I put them into this blender. This is the start to my scalloped potatoes. Then I begin to cut the onion. And slice it into smaller pieces. Then I'll cut the parsley, which is surprisingly difficult. I then pour the potatoes into a bowl. Add the onion. And the parsley. I mix it around. Add some salt. Add some pepper. Then I begin on the carrots. I fill the pot up with water and place it on the element. I bring it to a boil and wait till they're soft. Then I begin to grate the cheese. I spread the cheese on the potatoes. attempt to open the cream, and I finally add it to the potatoes. I add 1 cup of milk, mix it around. Add some more cheese. Some more salt and some more pepper. And the rest of the parsley. Then I put them in the oven on 350 degrees for 1 hour. Once the ham is done, I'll take it out and cut it. I have to take the water out of the pot. Put it back on the stove. Add some butter. And some brown sugar. Now, everything is done. I can plate the dinner.
Yeah, that's good. And then get a fork for the ham.
There you have a ham, scalloped potato, and carrot dip. Now, you see me. We put the potatoes in. Ridiculous. Mash them up. We pour in some milk. Some onion and some cheese and some cream cheese. Add some salt and pepper, and we begin to mash. We add some more milk and continue mashing. We put the potato, mixed with some other stuff, back in the potato. Once they're on the pan, we add some more cheese on top. Now I can begin cooking my steak. cook the steak for 7 minutes each side on medium. Now I break the bottom off the asparagus and wash it. I put them in the pot and I wait for those to cook. Continue flipping the steak and adding barbecue sauce. Lots of barbecue sauce. Now it's all finished, being plated. The double baked potatoes took 30 minutes on 350 degrees, and the asparagus was cooked on high and brought to a boil. Now I can begin on my crepes. I start by cutting up the strawberries. Next, I begin to make the batter. I add a bowl of flour, a few eggs, and some milk. Clean out and add some water. Some salt, and I begin to mix. I continue mixing until it looks right. Now, I can get the crepe pan. I plug it in and wait till it heats up. Once it's heated, I can start making the crepe. This was my first time making a crepe, and I don't know what I was doing. Although it turned out pretty well. Now we wait for about 2 minutes on each side while it cooks. Once 2 minutes is up, I flip and wait another 2 minutes. I get much better as I make more crepes. On my crepe, I like to have Nutella, strawberries. Next, I begin the Christmas tree pull-apart bread, as well as sausages. Preset the oven to 350 degrees and wait for it to heat up. You see me wearing the Santa hat and apron because this was also my Spanish project. So we lay out the Pillsbury dough and cut 10 pieces of cheese. Now I get more parsley, wash it, and pull it apart. I cut it up into smaller pieces. Put more Pillsbury dough on top. Put the butter in the microwave for 30 seconds. 45 seconds. Once it's finished, I smear the butter onto the dough. And then I add the parsley. As well as some spices and garlic powder. Now I can put them in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. I fill a bowl with water, about a third of the way, and add 2 scoops of rice. Add some salt and some pepper, and place it in the rice cooker. Now I turn on the barbecue. On medium. And I begin to cook the sausages. Cook the sausage for 20 to 25 minutes while flipping constantly. Now the Christmas pull part is done. And we're still waiting for the broccoli to be brought to a boil and soften up. Flip the sausage one more time and then plate it. Now you'll be brought inside to plate my dinner. Sausage, broccoli, and rice. Now we begin on the roast beef. I cut up onion in small pieces and place it on top of the roast beef in the slow cooker. Add some salt and pepper, some spices, and turn it on low, and that will take about 5 hours. Now I peel more potatoes as well as more carrots. I chop up the potatoes as well as the carrots. Place them in pots. Place on the oven on high. Same with the carrots until they're brought to a boil and softened up. I empty the water, from the potato pot, add some milk, and start mashing. Now the carrots are softened up, I add some butter and brown sugar and put them back on the element. Now the roast beef is done, I can begin cutting it. I add flour and water, shake it up, and pour it into the gravy to thicken it up. Now I begin cutting the roast beef. Now I start plating, and there you have a very fine roast beef dinner. For the next meal, I to peel carrots once again, cut pepper, and cut up an onion. Put water in a pot, put everything together to make the sauce for the lasagna. We warm it up in the oven for 20 minutes. Add some salt and pepper, some spice, and the sauce. Mix it up. Now we put the noodles until they soften. Add the sauce on top. And some cheese. Another layer of noodles. Another layer of sauce. And some more cheese. And then we repeat it one more time. Next, I wrap it in tin foil, put it in the oven, on bake for 45 minutes on 350 degrees. Now, I make the turkey. Breadcrumbs for the stuffing. Chop up the chives, add it all into a bowl, as well as some onion. Some garlic powder, some spice, some salt and pepper, and some olive oil, and we stick it inside the turkey for some delicious stuffing. Some salt and pepper, and cook it on 350 degrees for about 6 hours. Now, I'm making breakfast as well. In between, I make waffles. First, we cut up the strawberries. I add some flour, some milk, and some eggs for the batter. And begin to mix. I oil up the pan and add the batter. For about 6 minutes or until golden. There you have a nice breakfast with strawberries and whipped cream. Now, back to the turkey dinner. I have to continue peeling potatoes and carrots, chopping them up, as well as some broccoli, putting them all into pots until they cook and soften up. Now, I baste the turkey and check the temperature. I check the temperature again, as well as baste it a little more. And I periodically baste it throughout the day. And check the temperature. Add some butter and brown sugar to the carrots. Add some butter to the potatoes and start mashing. Now, after about 6 hours, the turkey is done, and I can begin cutting. And there you have a delicious turkey dinner. Thank you for listening, and this is how I got better at cooking.